It is cold and it is snowy outside. I don't know if you can see out there, but it is snowing. It is light and fluffy, which made it very nice to shovel, but it is, I don't want to go outside and I want to stay inside cooped up with a nice warm breakfast. I have been wanting some pancakes that have a good fruit syrup on them. I have some peach puree that I need to use up. I didn't know what to do with it at the end of the canning season, and so I just canned peach puree because I didn't want to waste it. I didn't want to throw it down the drain or anything, but I wanted to keep it and I didn't know what to use it for. So I'm going to make some peach syrup out of this, and then also I wanted it to be a little bit chunky so that you could, I don't know, just chunks in the syrup sounded kind of good to me. And so I have a Ziploc full of like the end of the season peach slices that I didn't get to as well. And then I also saw a very interesting recipe. It was for lemon syrup, which I had never heard of before, but it sounded delicious. Lemon cream syrup. So we're going to try that out because I have a bunch of lemons here that I just need to use them up before they go bad, and they're on the verge. I'm going to start off this peach syrup journey. We'll see how it goes. I've never made it before, but how hard can syrup be, right? So I'm just gonna add all 3 of these peach purees to a pot. I want to save most of the whole peaches to have as like real peach chunks in there, but I am going to add, it's one of the recipes I was looking at said the juice of a lemon. We're going to add about 3/4 of a cup of sugar. That's half. And half of a half, which makes 3/4 of a cup. My mom used to make maple syrup as a kid, and I did not like it. I preferred the store-bought stuff because it was thick, and there's a lemon seed. And I am still like that. Not that the taste of it was bad, but that I love thick syrup. I don't like it to soak into my pancake like instantaneously. So we're gonna see if we can get this to be thick. It's probably gonna have to cook for a little while. And then after that cooks down, I'll add some of those other peaches. Yeah, I'll let this go for a little bit and then we'll add some of those chunks of peaches. Okay, this has been simmering for about 10 minutes, and I'm just gonna cut these up into little chunks. There's a random buzz flying in the air. Oh, this just looks, oh my heavens, this is so satisfying. I'm adding these later because I don't necessarily want too much of cooked peaches. I probably will end up with that anyways, but the recipe that I'm slightly following said about 6 peaches total. Which I think that this should be right about there. I might end up having to use the immersion blender a little bit, but we'll see. That is pretty good right there. I'm not going to add any more sugar actually, because that is quite delicious. It's a little bit tart, but if I add any more, I think it will be too just overpowering sweet. I'm glad that I tasted that beforehand. I am going to do the immersion blender for just a few seconds because some of those chunks are kind of big. I think that's still chunky enough for my liking. I think that this is to my liking. It is it is thick enough that it is not going to just disappear on the pancakes or anything. And yeah. Okay, I decided to just go ahead and can this syrup so that we could keep it for a while. This is the Presto Digital Pressure Canner, which also can double as a water bath canner for up to 7 pints. This will not water bath quart jars, but for this purpose, I don't really need a whole quart jar full of syrup because it won't last that long in the fridge. So I just put my jars in with some hot water. It's getting them up to temperature. Then when it says that it's up to temperature, I will drain the water out of each individual jar and put in my hot syrup and then put it back in, and it basically does all of the work for you. And I love this thing because I am not a big batch canner when at all possible because I have little kids and that just doesn't work for me. So I love this thing because it times it, it tells you when to take it out, everything like that. So we're gonna just wait until that says that it's ready, the jars are hot enough, then I can put the syrup in there. Okay, it's just been a few minutes and it says that it's ready to fill the jars. So I just open this up, pull one out. I try to put the lid back on while we're waiting because I don't want to get it to temperature difference too much. Right up to okay. Now I need to get my vinegar. Just wiping it down with vinegar so that I can clean off the edges in case anything got on there. I'm going to put it on with a new lid. Twist it down, just finger tight, and put it in. Okay, I'll show you what it looks like on the inside. Like a normal canner. Now I'm just going to put the lid back on. And it's gonna do its thing. And I don't put the regulator on because we're just water bath canning. Now it's just gonna can them. Then we'll be back when they're all done. Okay, this says that it's done, so I'm just going to open it.
Don't burn you.
I won't get burned. Thanks for caring about me though. Oh, I forgot to put vinegar in the thing so that the jars didn't get all cloudy. Oh well. Okay, now I'm just gonna let those sit for a little while till they cool down and that they pop, and then we can put them on our shelves. I'm very excited about this one. This one is called Meyer Lemon Syrup, which sounds delicious on like blueberry pancakes or something. So we're going to put in 1/2 cup of butter, 1 tablespoon of Caro syrup, which I don't really want to get my thing all sticky, so I'm just going to eyeball it. 1 cup of sugar, 1/2 cup of lemon juice, which I hope this is 1/2 cup. Ooh, just about perfect.
You get me down.
Yep. It already smells so good. We've got some hardcore Dollar Tree crafting going on up at the bar. I'm gonna put the zest of a lemon in here. And 1/2 cup of whole milk, which sounds like this will curdle. Maybe it's just making buttermilk. Here's our milk that I had put in October sometime in the freezer because they were having a sale, so I got a whole bunch of them. It needs to get to a boil, and then we'll add some baking soda. This has started to boil. I just barely turned off the heat. Okay, now when I add this baking soda, I believe it's going to foam up a lot. So I'm gonna have to be quick with this. This is a lot like the buttermilk syrup that one of my sister-in-laws introduced me to. Except for obviously it doesn't have lemon in it, but that is very delicious. If you've never had buttermilk syrup, then check it out. You can just Google buttermilk syrup or like Kneader's syrup. It's kind of like a caramel sauce kind of thing. Now I have to let this foam will settle down, but it's gonna take a little bit. So I'm going to let this cool down before I use it and before I try it, because that will burn my tongue off. This Meyer lemon syrup is all done, and I love how pretty it is in the glass jar. I just love glass jars. I'm gonna taste it. Oh my heavens. That is so good. So good. That would be really good on blueberry pancakes, but I was also thinking if I made some like blueberry scones and maybe mixed it a little bit with some, no, I like the tartness. I was gonna say mix it with some powdered sugar so that it became like a glaze, but then the tartness would go away. I don't know, we're gonna have to find something fun to make with this other than just syrup for pancakes, because this is good and it could enhance something. It could do some good work. Anyways, I'm excited to have these fun fruit syrups because it makes breakfast just a little bit more fun, and because breakfast is my favorite meal of the day. Anyways, if you guys have any fun fruit syrups that or any syrup of any kind, like I like that buttermilk syrup, then let me know what they are, because I am a breakfast person and I am willing to try anything that has to do with breakfast. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope that you guys are able to make this if you guys have some extra lemons laying around, because this was delicious. Hope you have a good day. Bye.